How's it going, everybody? I'm Steve Giddens,
Corey Athos, what's up?
and we're in the band Brutal Torment. Thanks to Death Metal Promotions for letting us do this interview.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Anyways, they gave us a bunch of questions, and it looks like we're going to answer them for you guys. Pull out a joint, get a beer, or whatever you do, and let's have some fun. Well, Brutal Torment is just a brutal death metal band. I'm from Oklahoma. I'm Steve.
I'm Corey. I'm from California. We got Mike. He's from Florida, the bassist.
And Miko, our drummer, he's from Finland. We just want to play some death metal and brutalize the fuck out of people. I just wanted to use the name brutal. I just love that word, and I don't really feel like a lot of bands really use that word. Like, a lot of bands are brutal, but nobody really uses that name brutal, other than maybe a handful of bands, obviously, like Brutality or whatever. The word torment kind of goes cool with brutal, because I feel like everybody goes through some kind of torment in their life, and it's always brutal, no matter what kind of torment it is. So
I think the concept behind it also influences the lyrics. After joining this band, it I write towards that whatever psychological torment, societal torment, just in general. That I think a cool name that kind of rolls off the tongue, and like Steve said, no one really uses the word brutal, and there's so many names out there that
Layer of Iniquity is going to be our new EP coming out on Severed Records. We originally came out with just a 2-song demo called Demonic, and that was just kind of like a little teaser that we put out this past year in 2024, just to kind of give people an idea of what we sound like. But this EP, Layer of Iniquity, is going to be the new thing coming out in 2025. But anyways, the creative process behind that is basically, I had a bunch of these songs written, just like guitar tracks that I just kind of had. Originally I sent them off to Miko, and then he just recorded the drums, and then eventually I got a hold of Corey and sent the songs to him, and then he did his thing, and Mike, pretty much the same process, really.
Well, lyrically, Satanism, torture, mayhem, killing, fucking the basic shit, but it's my style of writing. Yeah, I just try to put a little spin on some of the stuff, a spin to it, so it's not just generic. Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing this one. Steve came at me, and these were the first lyrics I wrote before the demo. And like I said in a previous question, that the name of the band really put me in that mode. I made it more like visceral and homicidal, home invasion, stuff like that. That's, like the Night Stalker, fucking Richard Ramirez did shit like that. So a lot of it was like, real or trying to be, realistic. Then there's some like Satan's Orb, which is a little bit more psychedelic, with killing and shit.
I know for me, like listening or just, even just reading along to your lyrics and stuff, it's like a lot of the themes, like satanic stuff, is like, pretty common in death metal, but I feel like the way you do it is like, it is realistic. It's like, oh my God, like it's stuff you would actually really be scared of in real life, or just maybe even like just shit you would deal with, in a fucked up society and world. I don't know. That's just kind of what I take from your lyrics, so.
Damn, that's cool as fuck, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, I love your lyrics.
Well, the EP was done by John Zig. I've used him for various projects, Flesh Consume mainly. Yeah, I've had that art for a while, actually, just trying to find the right project to use it for. And
Yeah, and John
Uh,
Dick, legendary. So I
yeah,
mean,
he killed it.
looks fucking great.
Yeah, I love everything he does. He's done so many legendary album covers. He's still just pumping them out and destroying shit. I mean, he's fucking sick as fuck. Cheers to him. It's been great. Every time I work with Barrett, he comes through. He's speedy. He's on point. He knows brutal shit. Been working with him since 2006. He was actually the first label I signed with Flesh Consume, and he's put out multiple albums of mine, Ominous Gatekeeper, various other shit. So yeah, I love working with Barrett. He's a great dude. He's fucking awesome. Cheers to you, motherfucker, if you're watching.
Oh yeah, dude. And he's also released several Horde Casket albums, so I've released several things through him. So between me and Corey, we already kind of knew Barrett from Severed, and it just kind of made sense for us to work with him.
Personally, I think it's less essential with Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff, social media. Yeah, you can really put yourself out there solo. Whereas before, I think there were less bands, or bigger bands, but the labels had more hands in that shit.
I think there's like a lot of labels too, and sometimes some of these labels like have so many bands on them that it's some of the bands get lost in the shuffle too. And I think also if you're in a band, you should be willing to put in the work yourself also, and work with these labels and to help promote yourself also.
I agree 100%. The more, you get what you put in pretty much. If you just expect them to do everything, it's not going to work out that way. As far as my, experience has gone.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because they can have their values, because I mean they put their money into bands. If to me, like if a label believes in you enough to put their money into you, then that's saying something at least. So
Pros and cons to everything. I was really young when I first got intrigued by death metal. I found a Grave CD at a warehouse music store, and it had Jesus. It was and Here I Die Satisfied EP, and I bought it and I couldn't look at it. I had it flipped over in the car, and then it really intrigued me, but it was too dark and stuff musically for me to get into. So farther down the line, maybe middle school or later middle school, I got more into that stuff, and Morbid Angel, Covenant really kicked it off for me.
I love that album too. That's my all-time favorite Morbid Angel.
For sure.
For me, like when it comes to like death metal, I wasn't really into it at first. It took me a little bit, but I remember being in middle school and some of the kids, back in those days, everybody's wearing Jinkos, those big baggy Jinkos and shit. But
I had a friend that had those.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those kids. But I had like some of the friends like that, and they had the spikes and everything. But some of them actually would wear Cannibal Corpse shirts and stuff like that. And I'm just like kind of intrigued by these shirts because they just look so brutal and stuff, and just isn't shit that you would normally see. Because where I'm from in Oklahoma, it's like like it's the Bible Belt. You don't see shit like that very often. But I just remember back in the day just thinking Megadeth was the heaviest shit in the world, and then I heard Cannibal Corpse, and I was like, oh my God, it just doesn't get any heavier than this, and I was hooked ever since.
Yeah, seeing that kind of imagery early on, it kind of sticks with you, Yeah, I don't know if I'd change anything, but I would, I don't know. I would like to experience it how it was back in the day with tape trading and stuff like that. I think that would have been really cool to live in that time, the really early stages. I think it would have been really, yeah, just tape trading in general really fascinates me, you know.
Yeah.
Mm,
One way to look at it is nowadays it just seems like people are just they have short attention spans, and it's like they're just always trying to move on to the next thing. That and so like Spotify and like YouTube and stuff like that, you can't really do like stuff like you're talking about, like tape trading. And it's just like, yeah, you can be like, hey, check this band out, but then you go on YouTube and you check a band out, and next thing you know it, you're down a rabbit hole listening to 20
yeah.
other bands, and you just kind of lose track, and you're like, oh shit, who do I like? you know?
And everything's a click away, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
And, I mean, that's cool, but I don't know. It's kind of, but at the same time, like, I don't really keep up with a lot of new bands either, like, because I like what I like, and I feel like all the good stuff's already been done, I guess. So it takes a lot for me to really get into new bands. I don't know. I guess that's kind of off topic of the question, though.
no, I agree with that. Yeah, I think nothing really beats going to a record store and coming out with music and putting it in your car and bumping it, you know, like a new band that you discovered, you know, or just, you know, you go into the stores, you see the album art, you don't know the band, you buy it, you know, it's a gamble. Fucking
Yeah, man. I still to this day go to record stores. I mean, it might be limited on what I can find, but I mean, I still just enjoy the atmosphere and just shit like that. But yeah,
That's true. I think I just moved to a city that doesn't have a record store with a death metal section or
yeah.
something.
They got
Even though it was
metal.
spoiled in Santa Cruz, there was a killer death metal section.
Oh man, I would love to see something like that. Because like where I'm at, like we have a record store and we have a metal section, but you'd be lucky to even find um, like every now and then you might run into like a death vinyl or something, and
Oh,
like if you actually, oh, you know what's crazy? Actually, I saw Condemned at the record store the other day. It's
you
crazy.
did?
Yeah, like here in
A
Oklahoma,
Condemned album?
a Condemned vinyl at
Oh,
at my local record store. So I guess there's
damn, that's
some
cool.
good finds every now and then. I didn't buy it because I couldn't afford it, but I was like, holy crap! I can't believe I found a Condemned vinyl
Yeah,
in
that's
Oklahoma.
crazy, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah,
but
I miss going to like Amoeba Records in San Francisco. You know, that one's legendary and it has a great selection, you know.
I mean, I've had so many that I can't even think of them.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
one every show. So I mean, shit.
I've had some pretty epic ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know.
Nowadays, it's more like if something bad happens, it's more of like technical difficulties.
I
But back
know.
in the day, it was like our playing, you know, like
Or
mainly the drums, you
being
know,
too
like
messed up on stage or something.
yeah, yeah. Had a few train wrecks, pretty
I've
devastating.
I actually remember one time I was playing in Albuquerque, New Mexico with this band called Infliction, and they're
Like gathering,
the
gathering of the
gathering.
sick.
Yeah, but I was playing in a different band than Horde Casket at the time,
Oh, okay.
and it was with a different band called Infliction, and we were from Amarillo, Texas. But I was so drunk because we played later on in the night, and I got hammered, and my band actually kicked me off the stage.
They
So,
did.
but I didn't get off the stage. I just kept playing.
That's pretty epic, dude.
Yeah, so there's one.
I met you at Gathering of the Sick in Albuquerque.
Yeah. That was
Horde
probably a few
Casket.
years after that, though.
I think it was 2009.
Yeah.
You gave me a Horde Casket shirt.
Mhm.
It was fucking tight.
Yeah. Yeah. And you gave me like a couple of Flesh Consume CDs. So, and
Oh, hell yeah.
I was a fucking Flesh Consume fan since. So, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you, dude.
So, yeah.
I don't know. The new Terrifier was pretty badass.
I still have to see that movie. I'm a big movie buff, so I'm like kind of surprised that I haven't seen it yet, actually. But
The chick I was with, that I was watching it with, told off someone at the very end because they were talking. So I had to leave and I missed the end.
oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you
It
see
was
it?
fucking brutal though. The up until I missed like fucking probably like 2 minutes because right after I came out to console her, everyone started coming out. So it's like, fuck, dude. Why can't you just tell them off? But I understand though. They were fucking
Yeah.
uh
I'm not really a big like new movie guy. I mean, I do watch a lot of new movies, but I'm more of an older, like classic kind of movie guy. But I guess recently, I thought the new Beetlejuice was all right. Have you seen the new Beetlejuice?
no, I wanted to see that when I was at my mom's.
It was pretty
It
funny.
was
I mean, it's
good.
not as good as the original, but it wasn't bad. I thought it was funny. So
This one my sister said she recommended it too.
yeah, it's not as bad as what I thought. I
I've
can't.
seen a couple recently that I really liked, that are not necessarily new movies, but Martyrs. I don't know if you've seen Martyrs. That one's fucking brutal as fuck.
I feel like I
And
have, but man,
Barbarian.
oh,
That
that's
one was,
on my list to see because I remember you bringing that one up.
yeah, that one's fucking crazy as fuck.
So, I really like Skeletal Remains a lot. We recently got this on vinyl, the new Skeletal Remains. I'm a big fan of
That's
these guys.
crazy, dude. That art, dude.
Yeah, I recommend these
I
guys. I'm sure a lot of people have, if you're watching this, you probably have heard of these guys, or not. If you haven't, then check them out because they're fucking awesome.
I always see that they're on tour all the time.
Yeah, I saw them with
They're pretty active band, right?
I saw them with Morbid Angel when they came through on their 40th anniversary tour in Dallas um,
Damn.
a couple years ago, and I've been hooked on them since then.
One I really was impressed with was Nipping, that new one,
Oh
Anagal
yeah,
Hymns or whatever. That
Mhm.
really impressed me. Matt Kilner, I think,
Yeah.
is
Didn't he play in Vitriol also?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, these guys are pretty sick.
I haven't heard Vitriol, but that art for that album, it's fucking pretty.
Yeah, dude, those guys are sick.
Emasculator, that album's fucking dope as fuck. New Standard Elite's been putting out a lot of good raw stuff. And then there was the new Defeated Sanity, the new Despondency this year. I haven't really got around to listening to everything that came out this year because there's so
Yeah.
many.
It's
Yeah.
hard to keep up with anything new because there's so much shit out there. And it's all good, but it's hard to find your favorite.
And the older I get, it's just I'm kind of stuck with
Mhm. No matter
yeah,
what I get into, I'm always going back to like Morbid Angel and Cannibal Corpse. Like
yeah,
they're like
yeah,
constantly on my playlist, no matter what.
yeah. Well, I live in Humboldt County. Um, Shout out to the Humboldt County peeps. Um, there's not too many death metal bands here. I'm in a band called Sadistic Hallucinations. We're like a brutal death metal band from here, and there's one called Locust Furnace. That's really about it. But Northern Cali also has like Embryonic Devourment. They're probably the most active in like Northern Cali. And then San Francisco, is somewhat close by. That's still like considered NorCal. That has like Severed Savior.
Oh yeah,
But
man! You guys got like all the good bands over in California,
Deeds of
but
Flesh, Disgorge, fucking Vile,
it doesn't get any
Month
better
of
than Deep
Birth,
Flesh,
Earliest
man.
Moon. Yeah, I know. I know you can't be.
But Oklahoma, I guess, is it's had its ups and downs over the years. There was a time when Oklahoma actually had a pretty good handful of death metal bands. Other than Horde Casket, the band I used to play in, some of the bands that are worth mentioning from around here are Broken Flesh. There was a band called Blunt Force Trauma back in the day. I guess the most notable band from around here that pretty much everybody in the death metal, I guess, scene in more modern era would be Peeling Flesh. But there are a lot of good bands that come from here. Unfortunately, a lot of the fans are probably more into thrash which isn't a bad thing, but for death metal, Oklahoma just isn't where it's at. But I live like about 3 hours from Dallas, and anywhere in Texas is awesome. And Kansas is like just a couple hours away from me, and Unmerciful is from there, and they got a lot of cool bands that that play with them there in Kansas. So I mean, at least I got some cool scenes around me. So
Yeah, dude, you're in driving distance of a lot of sick shit, dude. I mean, the Texas scene right there is fucking
yeah,
ultimate, ultimate heavy shit right there.
right.
Shout out to Texas death metal, Kansas death metal. Fuck yeah.
Mhm. All right.
Impaling Flesh, Horde Casket, all that shit. Broken Flesh. Oklahoma's got sick shit, dude. Morbid Angel Covenant, because that's what got me into the shit, pretty much.
My favorite album is Hate Eternal's Conquering the Throne, because to me, like, and it's not just because to me it might not be the best album ever, but for me, like, that's like the best debut album of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anything could be more brutal and just give a better impression than Hate Eternal Conquering the Throne.
I really like, I don't know if it's my favorite, but Suffocation Human Waste. You know, it's really like just grimy and raw and fucking
Yeah,
brutal as fuck. And, you know, it's got the album name with the blood. You know,
yeah,
it's just,
dude.
I don't know. There's so many good ones. Dan Seagrave shit is all his shit's
Oh yeah,
amazing. You
yeah.
know, like
Maybe not
big,
exactly like a particular album cover, but yeah, Seagrave,
yeah.
certain artists for sure. Yeah,
Discord,
Seagrave.
Shiva Gutted,
Mm.
fucking too much good shit. Rudy, he did a bunch
Oh
of,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
bunch of
Okay, yeah.
shit.
If we want to talk about like, I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't really have like a particular album cover, but yeah, if you want to talk about artists like Rudy, man, that guy, he's the man, dude. He's done a few
Yeah.
for like Horde Casket and like well, mainly just Horde Casket that I've done with him, but he's done a lot of good shit for me. I recommend that guy. I think he's like top notch, like up there with John Zig and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he's got like a dark style to, you know, like probably my favorite in Indonesia
yeah,
artist.
dude. And he's just a cool dude altogether. So,
Well, we got this EP, Layer of Iniquity, which is our main focus right now. Going to be out on Severed Records soon. Then later on in the year, we have a split on Osieri Industries. Shout out to BBB.
fuck yeah.
That's going to have Dripping, Sect of Execration, and Fisted, which I'm super
Hell of a
stoked
fucking
for.
lineup, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for this EP.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm just hoping to push us as far as we can go, and maybe we can start playing shows one day. Right now, our main focus is just recording and put out the best possible material, and just seeing where that leads us.
Fuck yeah. Fucking death metal for life, motherfuckers. Fucking keep it brutal. Thank you so much to Death Metal Promotions for everything. Check out our stuff. We got this EP coming out.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Thanks for all the fans checking us out. And stay tuned. The split coming out later this year with Oshuary Industries. And thanks for Death Metal Promotions for having this interview for us. You guys fucking rule, and thanks for checking it out.
Hell yeah.
I'll get it right. Check out this new track from our upcoming EP, Layer of Iniquity.
Homicidal Home Invasion.